Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back with us the basic computer assistant at Telkom University. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Zaira Novika Adila, and later on my colleague will join in. So today we will discuss one the essential concept in programming, which is array. Yeah, an array is data structure used to store a collection of elements that have the same data type and are accessed using an index. By using an array, we can store multiple value in a single variable, making it easier to manage data in the program. Through this module, we will delve deeper into how arrays work, how to use them, and their implementation in various programming cases. I hope this material help you better understand the basic concept of programming. Okay, next. Okay, the topic we will cover in this session include first, definition of array, the second, one-dimensional array, third, explanation of multi-dimensional array, and the last about string. Okay, next. Efficiency is the key factor to consider when developing a program, whether in terms of speed, minimizing memory use, or algorithm accuracy. Therefore, a programmer must know all the necessary technique. One of the most important topic is array. Arrays are related to the process of storing and displaying large amount of data. An array is structured data type that can store multiple pieces of data with the same name, occupying memory, location sequentially, and having the same data types. Um, an array only is a variable that represents a list or collection of data with the same data type. Each piece of data in the array occupies a different memory address known as an array element. And yeah, next to the structure array. Since the value of an array element, we use index, okay? The value of an array element, we use the array index. It's important to note that in the cylinder, the array index always start from 0, okay? This is data type, we using integer, and this is array name, this is number of value needed or size in element, and this is element. And yeah, we can access the value of an array element. We use the array index, and the array index always starts from 0. Okay, next. Okay, an example of array implementation follow. If you want to input 5 data with using array, you have to create 5 different variables for each data. But if you using array, you only need one crate to create one variable in array from only. So for the first all, we can see the flow chart like this. The declare an array in C program, we use brackets. Okay, brackets. Like this, brackets to specify the number of value on the size of array, the general form array declaration. There's data type, the array name, and the number of element. Don't forget the semicolon. In this flowchart, first we use terminator to start program, of course. Then there is declaration process where we can initialize the code. Next, we input data and have a looping process and run to the code until the program ends, like this. So the example beside declare that array name number, we name the array is number has a capacity of 10 elements with the data type we using integer. The value of the array can also be determined in the initialization by, for example, in number element 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The example above declare the array number has capacity of 5 with the value is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, next. For the example again, how about code? Like this. This is without array. And this is reusing array. How about it? Okay. In this session, um, okay, if you want to input five pieces data without using an array, you would need to create five different variables for each pieces of data. However, if you use an array, you only need to create one variable in the form an array. Yeah, significant is different. Like without array, we can use 18 line and we can use array. We only use 10 line. Okay, next for the example, we can see the code. In this section, we will explore C program that handle data input without array. The program prompts the user to enter six different data points and store each one is paired variable. First, the step, we can declaration variable like this. In this code, we declare six individual variables, data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4, data 5, and data 6. To store the data, the user will input English. Each variable is of type integer like this. Okay, which means the will store integer value. Second step, user input for each variable like this. We can input six data and here the program individually asks the user enter six different data value for each data point. The printf function is display a message prompting the user to enter specific data value, and the scanf function is the read the user input and store in the corresponding variable. So yeah, while handling data without using array can be straightforward for a small number of variables, it quickly become inefficient and hard to manage as the number of data point increase. Using a many simplify the code, making it easier to manage and more stable for the large data. So if we can run this code like this, yeah, sorry, okay, like this, we can input data one like this, data two like this, data eight like this, data four like this, data five like this, and yeah, the data six. Ta-da! This is without array. How about we using array? Okay, next we using array like this. Okay. In this session, we will discuss a C program that use an array to handle data input. The program prompts the user to enter a set number of data value and store them in an array. This approach is more efficient and manageable compared to using individual variable for each data point. So like this, so efficient, look like efficient. First, the step array and variable declaration. We can declaration variable like this. Yep. Data one 100. Yeah, 100 an array that can store up to 100 element of type using integer type, data type, and E is a variable used as index in the loop, and the last N is a variable that store of number of data value to be input. Okay, next, in this line, in 5 line until 11, in this, meaning the program will ask the user input data value, the value of NB edges to needed to handle more of variable data sign. And the session use the for the loop will the data array with value input the user the loop run and times where n is number of data point to be input. So yep, we can input or run the code like this. Um, in generally the code is same, but can we use array look the code look in efficiently, okay, it is different. So this code um demonstrate how array can be used to store and manage multiply and point efficiently. With an array we can minimize code complexity and make it easier to maintain, especially when working with a large data. This is fundamental concept in programming that allow use to write more effective and efficient code. So thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Akbar and my system code is BIY and I'm going to explain one-dimensional array. A one-dimensional array is an array that only has one dimension. Imagine an array is a collection of blockers lined up in a row. Each box stores a value and each box has its own sequence number. For example, here I have an array with 10 columns and the index is start from 0 to 9. Okay, next one is I have an array with 5 columns and I can fill out the column with 5 data that I have. The other is I have 5 columns and I only have 3 data, so I can fill 3 columns with all my data and the others will be empty. In others, I cannot fill data more than columns that I have. It means if I only have 6 columns, I only can store about 6 or less. If more than if more than columns that I have, it will not be stored to the array. Okay, here for the example of the program. Here we have Anka as an array of integer with 100 columns and n and I as a variable. Okay, it says how many um, data that we want to input. Okay, let's just run the code. Let's say we want to input 3 data. The first one will be 10, second one is 20, and the last one is 30. So all this value will be stored to the array from 1 to 3, and the others will be empty. Okay, here is for the flowchart. Start with the initialization of array name data and have 100 columns and inn as the variable that we use for the loop. And then we input how many data that we want to input, and then this will be the looping that we will input the data to array, and then after that it will break and finish for the program. Okay. Next is array can also be used to store data with a form or struct type, as in the example below, where the array is used to store student data consisting of the name, student ID, and student grade. Okay, here we have array name as mahasiswa, and it have 100 columns as a struct data. It means I can have data that um, can store about 100 student um, with their name and student ID and student grade. Okay. The ff/student and syntax works clear the input buffer without using ff/student. The get function that is executed is only the first get, while the second and subsequent get function will not be executed by the program. Okay, at here we see that there's a ff/student syntax that they use in the program. It makes the first get and the second gets work after the scanf. Next is array of char is an example of using string as an array. The program above is used to reverse a sentence. It can be seen the syntax char length it used to find out the length of the string. So this is the program that will reverse the word that you input. Uh, let's say we input word is exo. The program will reverse the word to be oxox, like that.
Okay, now we will learn about the multidimensional array. So, multidimensional arrays, as the name suggests, have more than one dimension. It has two dimensions. In a one-dimensional array, the array only stores that data in rows like the previous example. But in a multidimensional array, the array has both row and column dimensions. We can meet the multidimensional array in matrix in math. Okay, so now the example of a declaration for the two-dimensional array. So we have two dimension of array. So we can meet one for the rows and one for the columns for the multidimensional array. If we make it into code, the multidimensional array will shown as a matrix like we used to meet the matrix in math. Okay, now we have the example of the program. And then we have the flowchart example for the multidimensional array. Okay, so now we will learn about the code for the multidimensional array. So here I have the code for the multidimensional array that have two matrix, the first matrix and then the second matrix. So uh, without further ado, I'll just show you guys for the multidimensional array for the example. Okay, now the first one, we have to input how many rows that we want to input. I'll use 2 here, and then the second one, we have to input how many column that we want to input. I'll input 2 again, and then now we will go into the first matrix. Into the first matrix, we have to input again what kind of number that we want to input on the first rows and the first column. I'll just input 1, and then the second one, we will move into the second column, but in the same rows with the first one. It's on the first rows and then the second column. I want to input it 2, and then we move into under the first rows, that is the second rows, but we back to the first column, and then I want to input 3, and then we move to the right side of the second rows, that is the second rows and the second column. I want to input it 4. Okay, so for the second matrix, I'll input the next of the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we have the first matrix, the matrix that I input at the first 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have here the first rows and first column 1, like the number that I input before, and then the still the first rows, but the second column we have 2, and then the second rows, but the first column we have 3, and then the last one, the second rows and second column, we have 4 here. Okay, now what if I want to see the second matrix? Okay, I'll just block here, and then I'll activate the second matrix. Okay, now I'll input the number like before. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. Sorry. Wait. 2 rows, 2 columns, and then the first matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the second matrix 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the second matrix that shown up is exactly like the first matrix, but I input the different number than the first matrix, so the output will be 5, 6, 7, 8. But it is exactly the same with the first matrix. So now I have the plus on the matrix 1 and then the matrix 2. So the matrix 1 plus the matrix 2, and then we have the conclusion from the matrix 1 and then plus matrix 2. I'll just unactivate this, and then I'll activate the matrix 1 and then matrix 2. So we have the count here, matrix 1 plus matrix 2, and then the output will be matrix 3. And then we will see the output here, the matrix 3 that we count before. Matrix 3 is matrix 1 plus matrix 2. Okay, I will input the same number like before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have the output from matrix 1 and matrix 2, where we have the first matrix which in the first rows and the first column we input 1 plus the matrix 2 in first row and first column 2 which is 5. So we have 1 plus 5 here, we will be outputted by 6, and then this second one 2 plus 6 will be outputted by 8, and then 3 plus 7 will be outputted by 10, and then the last one 4 plus 8 will be outputted by 12. So here is the example of the code for the multidimensional array, which is we use the example in matrix. Thank you.
So today we talk about string. So we talk about string is a type of that. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we talk about string. String, a type of data type that contains a collection of characters of unsecure data type that are collected into one, and is the one way for us to store the data that contains various characters that are combined into a word or a sentence for humans. And of course, this character has been recognized according to the ASCII or American Standard Code for Information Interchange Standard. String in the given string, we need to know that one character it contains is 1 byte in size, memory units, or RAM. So we can conclude that if we are giving a string whose length, number of letters is 1024 characters, then the program requires 1024 bytes of memory space or RAM. Now, this is the function and declaration of strings. Number one is copying. Mem copies the copy the number of byte value from the location pointed to by the source directive to the memory block pointed to by the destination. And the declaration is like void mem copy, void destination, const void source size number. And then memmove. Memmove is copies the number byte value from the location pointed to by the source to the memory block pointed to by destination. Copying occurs as if intermediate buffer is used, allowing destination and source to overlap. String copy is copies the C string pointed to by source into the array pointed to by destination, including the terminating no character and stop at that point. And then string and copy. Now, string copy copies the first number of character from the source to the destination. If the end of the C code string, which is marked with the null character, is found before the number of character has been copied, the destination is filled with 0 and 0 hashtag 0 until the total number character has been writing on it. Number 2 is merge. The first one is string cat. String cat is a copy of source string to the destination string. The terminating null character in the destination is overwritten by by the first character from the source, and then the null character is included at the end of the new string formed by combining the two in the destination. And then string cat strncat at the number of the first character from the source to the destination plus the terminating no character. If the length of the string C in the source less than number, only the content up to the no characters will be copied. And then this number T is comparison. Comparison is the compare the string of itself. Number one is mem copy, compare Compare the first num of byte the memory block indicated by the pointer 1 with the first number byte indicated by pointer 2. Resulting is 0 or true if they are much or a value different than 0, or false, including indicating whichever is greater if they do not match. The principle of return of value above also applies to the two explanation below. And then string compare. String compare compares the C string 1 with the C string 2. This function start comparing the first character is of each string. If while equal to each other, then continue with the next pair until the characters are different or until the terminating no characters is reached. And then we have string and compare. This is compare up to the number characters of the C string 1 with the C string 2. This function start comparing the first character of each string. If they are equal to each other, they continue with following pairs until the characters differ. Until the character until null characters is reached or until the number of characters is reached. Search. We have a mem search. Mem search first in the first name of bed memory block pointed to by the pointer for the first occurs of the value interpreted as unset char and return a pointer to it. The value of each byte check in the pointer array and interrupted as assigned char for comparison. And then we have string compare. Nah, returns a pointer to the first occurrence of the character in the string C string. Determining no character is considered part of the C string. Therefore, it can also be placed to retrieve a pointer to the end of the string. And then we have string. Yeah, it returns a pointer to the first occurrence of string 2 in string 1, or a null pointer if string 2 is not a part of string 2. The matching process doesn't include terminating null character, but it stops there. And then the others are additional is memset. Memset is sets the first num of byte the memory block pointed to by pointer to the specific value interpreted as assigned character. And then we have string error. String error interprets the error num value and producing a string with a message describing the error condition as if it were set error by library function. The return pointer points to the spatially allocated strings, which the program must not modify further calls to this function might override its content. Specific library implements not required to avoid data races. Note, the standard header file error.h can be used to facilitate the process of tracking semantic problems experienced. And then we have string length. String length is return the length of the string, seek string. The length of string is determined by the terminating no character, or a string is as long as the number of the characters between the start of the string and then the null of character without including the terminating null character or null itself. Then we have the sixth one is macros and data types. This first time is null, the macro, this macro expand to the zero pointer constant, simply but nothing less or nil. A null pointer constant can be converted to any pointer type or pointer to member type, which is often a null pointer value. This is a very special value indicating that pointer doesn't point to any object. And then we have size t. This is alias for one of unsigned int types, as in definition below. The definition is type def unsigned long size t. This is a type of capable of representing the size of any object in bytes. Size underscore t is the type returned by the size of operator and is widely used in various standard libraries to represent size and quantities. Now, string in C language are divided into two forms of declaration, namely the array of characters and pointer to characters method. We see here is define buff size 100 char my underscore string is 100, my other strings in buff size is 100. The variable above is named my underscore string, which has been initialized to be able to hold as many as 100 characters. The initialized number must be the one of the integer that data type, or can be declared free first using a constant definition, as in this example above in the variable my underscore order underscore string. So we can see that the buff size is 100. Okay, next one. String copy and concatenation require functions string copy or string in copy, strcat or string cat. Oh, for the string copy process, two functions are provided that are quite easy to use and manipulate. Use string copy function if you only want to copy a string from the source to the destination without considering the maximum capacity of character copying. While when copying a string and we want to ensure the maximum numbers of characters that can be copied, the string and copy function can be used to prevent all the characters from being copied to the destination string. In some cases, of course. String comparison require function string compare or string compare. Under the same condition, the source string will be compared with the destination string to find differences. This comparison process has been done automatically through the program until we only need to focus on a given output, which is 0 if the source string and the target string are the same. And we have a value other than 0, can be -1 or 1 example if there are difference between the two strings were compiled. And then other strings such as manipulation require function string length, string char, and string. In simple terms, the string length is function very useful for counting how many characters there are in string type variable, with the note that measurement systematic does not involve the no parameter character, which is at the end of each string, because that this character is only assigned that the string is only consists for a certain number of characters, no more, no less. And then in order to maximize the potential of string error function, we can use the header file facilitated from error.h to dive deeper and explore the various error codes in the system can provide. And of course, will vary from one operating system to another. Note that the parameters of string error only accept one parameter, namely the error code. In Ethereum, their ether number is a custom error code from the user, or it can be from intervention of error.h. Thank you so much.